Hey there. All right. I just wanted to follow up on the other piece of homework that I'd assigned to you, which was to do things from the command line while you're at work. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to bring up a command prompt or a terminal. So here it is. And I'm going to initiate PowerShell. So now you can tell that I'm in PowerShell because there's a PS in front of the C prompt. All right. You can exit it just by typing exit. I have some stuff installed that gives me this really nice syntax highlighting while I'm in the terminal. You can find tools that will do that for you. It may also do that, some of that automatically when you're using PowerShell in Windows 10, but I understand many of you are probably using Windows 8 or Windows 7, especially at work. I'm not sure what version of Windows Nationwide's currently using. I think it's still 7. All right. Anyway, you can also, I believe, shorthand that so you don't have to type out PowerShell and just PS. Oh, no. You'd have to alias it, which I'm not going to get into for you guys. Just type out PowerShell. It's not that bad. Okay. So I also have here a handy little cheat sheet. This has a lot of the commands that you can use to do stuff. But it doesn't have the aliases that you can use. So a lot of these are pretty long, out, file, copy, dash, item, all of that. Not necessarily the friendliest thing in the world, but there are aliases. You can do things using the shorthand version of the commands. I'll show you those now. So for instance, I am in my user root directory. So if I want to see everything in this directory, I type ls, enter, and you can see it gives me a listing of all the stuff that's in this directory, right? So just a bunch of random crap. The files, anything that's a file, is going to have like an A. This is like the permissions. Also, so it has, if it's a file, there's an A. If it's a directory, it's a D, has a D in front of it. You can also tell because directories don't have a size. So this is the length, which just means how many bits, how many kilobits, or I think just bits, or bytes. So yeah, there's no, directories don't have a size. Okay. All right. So what do we want to do here? You know what? Let's move web config, and let's move that to let's say desktop. Hang on a second. I'm gonna do some relative pathing. Oh, okay, I just paused the video, but really what happened is I misspelled config. So, this should work. Yes. So I press ls again, you notice, hey, web config isn't here anymore. All right. So where is it? So if I cd into desktop, ls, there it is. Okay, so you may have noticed I was doing some relative pathing. So when you use this, what it means is seed : / users / safeRx dev. Okay, so this is my user folder. All right, and when I use the little squiggly and the slash, that's like shorthand for saying my user folder. All right, and then your user folder / desktop is probably where you keep most of your files and stuff. If you're anything like me, you have folders and everything from there, because I'm usually, depending on what I'm doing, it's just convenient for me to find stuff when it's on the desktop. Okay, so you can, however, find stuff all over the place here. So that cd ... means it goes back a directory. And cd ... means the same directory. Okay. So let's go ahead and ls again, and you can see from the relative path, I can get to documents, downloads, a bunch of other crap that I've made over over the course of owning this computer, I couldn't even tell you what some of this stuff is. 3D objects, probably 3D objects are in there. I don't know. I don't even remember making that folder. But you could probably, if you do most of your work from here, from your user folder, then it's the easiest thing in the world to, rather than typing out C:, you can just type, squiggly / desktop, boom, right? And that's much easier. So anyway, that was the move command. So I'm going to move webconfig back. All right, so now it's gone, and when I go back to here, you can see, okay, there it is. All right, so you can see you get comfortable with navigating through the command prompt, through the terminal, understanding where you are and what you can do with these files. Other commands that you might want to use, let's say I didn't want to move webconfig, but I wanted to copy it. Well, that's easy. CP will copy, right? So I can do webconfig. All right, we're just going to copy that to desktop. All right, so it's still there, but when I go to desktop, it's also there, so I copied it successfully. Let's say I want to delete it. How do I do that without having to type out remove-item, which is the official PowerShell command? Well, you can just type rm, and rm will delete the file. So I can say rm web.config, and it's gone. All right. There's also, depending on the version of PowerShell, you may have code completion, which just means that you start to type a file and you press tab and it will automatically fill in the rest. So I could delete that entire video, vscode.mp4, which I probably should because it's the least helpful video that I've made for you guys so far. Okay, that is, let's see, we said copy, we said move, we said delete. So what about rename? All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Rename item, rename-item is the official command that will work. All of these official commands will work if you don't mind typing them. I think you get code completion. So if, depending on the version of PowerShell that you have, you can do code completion by typing out most of the command and then pressing tab. And it might, depending on how well you've typed it or how far you've typed it, it may give you the correct command. So I like using the shorthand versions. So I'm going to go ahead and rename vscode.mp4. So I'm going to say ren, okay, and then vscode.mp4, and then I'm going to say rename it to vscode-useless.mp4, and boom, there it is. Just renames it just like that. Okay, so again, I encourage you to get comfortable using these commands, and of course, you don't have to do everything this way, but at least once per day, bring it up, try it out, try to get comfortable with it, and keep in mind also that you can do powerful things like I'm going to make a directory called videos. All right, and now I'm going to move anything that's an MP4 into videos. All right, so boom, it just moved all of those things into there, and there they are, right? So yeah, you can do this using the GUI, but then you're doing this, right? Because you're just going through and you're like, okay, gotta go to the desktop. All right, I need to find all the things that have, that are PDFs maybe, right? So you better sort by type. Then you can select them all. And then you have to create the thing, the directory, and you drag them up to wherever. It's really not difficult, of course, but compared to the 3 seconds it took me to move all these videos, I created the directory, I moved all the videos, and it was like 2 commands. It was very, very fast. So you can see, hey, there's some basic wins that I can get out of this. All right, this video is 10 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Hope you guys find this useful, and of course, I'll be creating a little document to go along with the cheat sheet that has the shorthand version of these commands. Okay, thanks.